Welcome to Comm110 Public Speaking, Spring Semester 2021, College of San Mateo. I'm your professor, Dr. Furman Urigoyen. Here we're going to take a look at the syllabus and the rules of the road so we can be successful this semester. As we look at the top of the syllabus here, you'll see that I have my contact information here. My preferred method of being contacted is through my email address, and you'll see my email address in Canvas. You'll also see it here on your syllabus. In addition, you'll notice office hours, and I have voluntary weekly office hour and Zoom sessions, and those links will be provided in your Canvas page. The purpose of that is to answer your questions, to help clarify some ideas, help with some assignments, but I'm not going to be formally teaching weekly. So again, this is voluntary and not required. Here is the textbook you'll be using this semester. It's Public Speaking, Your Pathway to Success. This book is required, and in order for you to take your exams this semester in public speaking, you need to purchase the book because all of your exams are located inside the textbook and not in Canvas. I have a very in-depth look on how to purchase the textbook. Here you also see the tech support for the textbook, as well as an email address to contact Kendall Hunt just in case you need assistance. But we'll get to that stuff a little bit later in this video. Here I have your course description and objectives. Of course, here are the student learning outcomes. And our grading is on a straight scale, no plus or minus, and percentages are rounded down. So 90 to 100 is an A, 80 to 89 is a B, 70 to 79 is a C, 60 to 69 is a D, and below 59 is an F. You'll see that 10% of your grade is in participation, 45% will be in quizzes, and the three major speeches of the semester are your special occasion speech worth 10%, speech to inform 15%, and your speech to persuade at 20%. And I will teach you how to do all of this great stuff so that you can be successful here in our course. So here are some of the speech requirements for the special occasion, informative, and persuasive speech. You need to have your topics approved by me prior to delivering your presentation. And if you do not turn in your topic, your score will be lowered by 5%. If you decide to change your topic after your topic has been approved, your score will be lowered by 5%. So there is a required due date for all speech outlines for our peer review sessions. If you don't have those turned in, you'll lose 5%. There is also a required due date for audience analysis surveys, and that's only for the informative and persuasive speeches. So if an audience analysis survey is not turned in when it is assigned, you'll lose 5% on that assignment. And finally, I have a mandatory practice session in which you practice your final version of your speech before officially delivering your speech for the assignment. And if you don't fulfill that requirement, you'll be down another 5 points. So here, each of our speeches will have a specific time requirement. I will let you know that as we approach the assignment time. Every speech will require a complete sentence outline, which will be typed and is due. And if you do not turn in your outline when you submit your final submission, you will earn a 0 for the assignment. The informative and persuasive speech will require a list of references using APA format bibliography. And so a book, magazine, newspaper, academic journal, and an audience analysis survey are required for the informative and persuasive speech. All of those are required. Using Wikipedia is not allowed. So we're not using Wikipedia in this course. We're not using bubblegum websites. This is a research type class for your informative and persuasive speech. So all of your speeches will be delivered extemporaneously and not read to the class. So please do not read to the audience. This is not a public reading class. All materials must be typed, and if you turn in any work that is not typed, you'll earn a 0 for the assignment. For the quizzes, you will see that all of your quizzes will be in your textbook, and I will show you how to access them a little bit later in this video. Here is a class schedule, so you can kind of see how things are laid out. Another great tool that you're going to have is on Canvas. On the left-hand side, you will see a link called Syllabus, and there you will have the assignment, the date that it's due, and the time that it's due. But when I show you how to use Canvas for our class, I'll go into that in greater depth. So here you have our class schedule, and you can start to see how you have assignments and quizzes and speeches to do as we get through this semester. Your first speech of the semester will be a self-introductory speech. When we go into Canvas, you will see that I have specific details and descriptions as to what I'm expecting, a time limit that I'm expecting, and from there you will deliver your presentation into a YouTube video in which you will link up your YouTube link as well as your notes used for your self-introduction into Canvas. The first speech for grade here is a special occasion speech. Again, you'll be submitting a complete sentence outline as well as recording yourself delivering this speech on a YouTube video. You will upload your outline and you will upload the link to your speech so I can view it into Canvas. Here for the speech to inform worth 15%, things get a little bit more demanding. You're going to be expected to do research. You are expected to find a book, magazine, newspaper, academic journal, as well as using your audience analysis survey as required sources in your speech. So I'm going to teach you how to do an audience analysis survey. I'm going to teach you how to do outlines. I'm going to teach you how to do all of this stuff. Now, the last speech of the semester is the speech to persuade, and you can see it's weighted heavier. And this is where everything that we've learned the entire semester has got to come together. It's got to come together. Here, you'll see that many of the things that we did for the informative speech will be applicable here in the speech to persuade. Again, on the assignment page in Canvas, you'll see greater details and more specifics for the assignment. One aspect I have that's going to help you become a stronger public speaker are my Comm110 module assignments. Each one of these assignments is in Canvas, but I wanted to give you a brief description. And here what you're going to do is you're going to see the prompt, and then you're going to write out your thoughts, and then you are going to record yourself delivering your work onto a YouTube video, and then from there you will submit your notes as well as your video link so I can grade it. This accounts for your participation and assignment grade, so this is kind of a big deal, but I have a variety of assignments here. All told, we have 7 modules this semester that you're going to be doing this semester, your grade. When we have our weekly office hours or check-ins, I'm not going to be teaching per se. I'm simply going to be answering questions, clarifying things that you bring up to our conversation on Zoom. So in other words, our Zoom meetings are like potluck dinners. You're going to have to bring the food, and if you bring no food, we're not going to eat. Okay, so don't expect your host, me, to be supplying food for the entire semester as it relates to discussions, conversations about our course material. In this section, we talk about academic integrity, and that is do not cheat. Do not cheat, do not cheat, do not cheat. So I'm really asking, just do your work honestly. I've really worked very hard to make this class as easy and as doable as I possibly can for you, so that you don't need to cheat in order to pass. Now, helping other people cheat is also a very serious offense. So a person asking you to cheat is not your friend, and so you might not want to get in trouble working with this other person. So that means telling the other person answers, showing them your notes during a test. Those kind of things will also pop up. So if you're caught cheating in my class, you'll be given a 0 or an F for the assignment, and that'll definitely hurt your overall grade. Again, I present the material, I let you know exactly what's going to be on your quizzes so that there's not this need to cheat. I do not have makeup exams, nor will late work be accepted. So I don't have makeups and no late work. I can't stress that enough. I have no makeups, no late work. So for example, if an assignment is due January 17th at 11:59 and it's January 18th at 12:03, that's a late paper. That's a late assignment. You'll get a 0 for that particular assignment. My recommendation for you is don't try to submit your work so close to the deadline where we don't allow for technical issues, or that if that does happen, you're still getting a 0 for the assignment. So I wanted to be very clear that I don't have makeups for tests, and I don't do late work for your assignments. Now, when you do your modules and any written work for me, all work must be typed. If it ain't typed, I'm not grading it. Another phenomena that we have got to stop immediately is scribbling some work in a notebook, taking a picture of your work, and then uploading that. I do not accept that. This is a college level course. Your work presented must reflect that. So those are my expectations. When you do type up work or write up your modules, I expect it to be 12-point font. I expect it to look like a professional college paper. As I mentioned earlier, we have no makeup or extra credit. I do not offer extra credit. So in other words, the assignments that we have, do them well the first time. I will not accept extra credit. I don't offer extra credit because at the end of the semester, I get flooded with requests wanting to make up so many assignments throughout the semester. And at the end of the semester, you've got to realize I've got final grading. I've got to submit my grades. I have a lot of things that I've got to take care of in closing the semester. I'm not going to be using that time and energy looking at work that you redid because lousy work was submitted on the front end. I want you to do your best work when it's due, and when you submit it, it's in the can, it's over. Okay, so I don't go back and grade previous work and all of that stuff. I am not going to have that kind of chaos in my class. The primary way of getting a hold of me is through email. Email is the best way to get a hold of me. If you are using like another email or something and you want to have it forward from your school email to your personal email, that's on you. But my primary way of getting a hold of you is through your college email. And if you want to forward it from your college email to your private email, I have instructions here for you. At College of San Mateo, we have a disability resource center. And if you happen to have a learning disability or some other disability that serves as a barrier for you to be successful in our class, you go through them and they will provide you with an accommodation letter. Be sure to get that accommodation letter to me sooner rather than later so I can best help you out. Though we're teaching online, we do have available support services in helping you become a successful college student. One support service we have is we have a communication studies lab. And there you will be able to make an appointment with someone working at our lab, and they will help you with assignments or outlines to help you succeed in your communication studies courses. We also have the library. The library is open for business, and you can access them through online services. I'll also send announcements to you regarding links to the library and things that they can do. We also have counseling for your academics, personal counseling and wellness center, and they would be able to help you out with crises and stresses and personal issues that do happen in a normal semester. So we have support for you to be successful. And we also have a sexual harassment policy here at College of San Mateo, and if you want to read that in its greater detail, please click on this link. So let's get back to the top of the page here. Let me walk you through how to purchase your textbook. So here I have this beautiful link. I click on the link and there it is. So it looks like our textbook is $99.99. And one of the things that I would do is go here to add to cart, go to checkout, and here what they're doing is asking you to sign in. What you want to do here is you want to create an account. Now this account is going to open up for you so that you'll have your name and your email address and all of your contact information so that when you purchase the book, they're going to send you a link to your email that you put in your account, and it's going to give you a code, and then that code is going to allow you to get the textbook. So from here, what I would do is create the account, fill in all that information, and then from there, continue on with the checkout of the book. Okay, so let's go take a look at your public speaking textbook. And so here you are. This is like the front of the book. You'll notice that I have a welcome page under the welcome tab. I also have a chapters tab, and this is where you access all of the content for the course. There's a glossary. So here under this glossary, You'll have all the key terms that we're looking at throughout the entire semester. You can also do flashcards here too. The resource tab is very important, and I'll get into that in greater detail. And then here's gradebook, and what happens here is you're able to track all of your scores on your quizzes. But what I want to do is go into greater detail as to what this textbook looks like. So under the chapters textbook, you're going to find a button for all 16 of your chapters. Now, each of the chapters has a template to them. So let's take a look at what that looks like and what's available to you. So I just clicked on chapter 1, and you'll notice that I have an anchor over here. Each chapter has 2 pages to it. So this is the first page, and you'll see that here I have the text. And what I did was I didn't make these chapters very long. I wanted them to be a fairly easy and quick read. This is not like your standard textbook that you'll read, because I wrote this textbook with first-time public speaking students in college in mind when I wrote this. So in other words, I wrote this textbook in order to connect with you, the student, in contrast to trying to impress fancy speech communication teachers across the country. So here you got the content, the content, the content. Here I have the summary section. Then I have your study guide, and these are the things that I'm going to want you to know for your quiz. We have to get to second page here in order to access the quiz and other resources for you. There's 2 ways to do it. You'll notice that on the bottom right here, there's a next button, and if you were to click that, that would take you to the second page, which looks like this. Or another way to get to the second page is to go to the top of the page, and right here you will see a little drop down. Then you go to chapter 1 resources, you hit go, and now we're in the second page. What I have here is a link to the PowerPoint presentation that goes with this chapter. So you could download these guys, print them out, write on them, and do whatever you want. This is the page where you will access your quizzes. So for example, you'll see that this quiz for chapter 1 is on June 18th. You come to this section here under your status, click on the link, and that's when you could begin your quiz for that chapter. The second page of each chapter offers a lot of resources to help you through this. So again, you access your quiz on the second page of the chapter. You also got flashcards as they pertain to the key terms here, which also serve as a help. This look and feel that I have for this chapter we looked at is consistent throughout the entire textbook. So you're going to find that all your chapters are under the chapter tab. Here is another incredibly important tab for you to access, and that is the resources tab. So I clicked on the resources, and what you're going to see here is that we have 3 major speeches this semester. And what I did was I put a sample speech in complete sentence outline form, which is exactly what I want submitted for our assignments. I have a sample here, and then when we do outlining, there's a checklist you can use so you can correct 100% of your errors. Outlining is a big deal in this class. It represents a large weight in your final submission of each of these major speeches. So just for kicks, let's take a look at a sample special occasion speech. And so here we are. This is what we're looking at. So this helps you when you're trying to figure out how to do your own outline. I also have that for the informative speech and the persuasive speech. Just for kicks, I also got websites here for you to watch some videos if you so choose. Here I have some research and topic selection assistance if you're interested. In this section here, I talk about how to generate a bibliography based on your word processor or your online bibliography generators. We do everything in our class in APA format, but you got guides here to help you out. So this is very important. All of your tests will be done in your textbook, which is independent from Canvas. Let me share with you the shell I have for our public speaking class in Canvas. You're going to be submitting all of your speeches and your homework assignments and all of that good stuff here on Canvas. I have the requirements for the special occasion speech. Here I click on that, and this lets you know the requirements, gives you some links, and so on and so forth. And then here, when we turn in our speech topics, you click that link, and then what you'll do is when you submit your topic, you're going to upload it to this link, and then I give you feedback and insight as to what we're looking for and that sort of thing. I also give you here the penalty if you don't turn it in on time. And then here we have the peer review of our outlines for the special occasion speech. Notice here that I have your special occasion preparation outline checklist also here. These are the things that will correct 100% of your errors. And then here I'd want you to upload your work onto this page. But also for that, for the peer review of the outlines, you're going to submit a copy to the discussion board. And then in class together, we're going to evaluate each other's outline as a way to get to know your classmates and a way to get better command of outlining. And then the final submission, let's say for this assignment, here I have your template as to what I'm going to be grading you on. And here what I want you to do is upload your final outline and a link to your YouTube video. So for all of your video assignments, you're going to be making a YouTube video, and you're going to upload the link as well as your outline onto the particular page. That's going to be the consistent vibe of this entire class for your special occasion, your speech to inform, as well as your speech to persuade. Also here, you'll notice that I have all of your Comm Lab modules. And so here, let's just say for kicks, we got Lab Module 1, Would You Rather, and I gave you all of this stuff. And so here, I got write out your notes for this assignment, and then record yourself on a YouTube video, and then upload the link as well as your notes for that particular assignment. Really what I'm trying to get you to do here is to get a better sense of going from thought to paper to presenting this speech on video and then uploading it, so that by the time we start delivering speeches for your grade, the transition's a lot easier. And so you'll see that I have all of those guys listed here. Over here, I put up all of the class lectures on YouTube. So if we wanted to go to, let's say, Chapter 1 lecture, I have the YouTube video right here, which corresponds to the PowerPoint presentation we had in the textbook. So I did that for all of your assignments for the semester. Under the Files link over here on the left, I have what's called the Master Public Speaking Grading Rubric. And if you ever wondered what I am going to be grading you on for your speeches, click on this and it will give you very, very, very specific details as to what I'm looking for. And so I have that in a PDF format for you to look at. Over here on the syllabus, you will see that all of your assignments and their due dates are all listed here for you. Under grades, you're going to be able to see your speech grades for your informative, persuasive, and special occasion speech, as well as the modules you do. For the modules, it's did you do the assignment on its due date, yes or no, credit, no credit, and that's how it would work. So there is a brief summary of our syllabus, how to purchase the textbook tour, and the Canvas tour. So I'm hoping that if you have any other further questions, rewatch the video because I'm sure you'll be able to answer those. So thank you. I'm wishing you very well to a great semester.